Leo, the remainder of September is going to remind you of why you walk away from what doesn't work for you. All right. I feel that in the remainder of September as well, you're going to sense that things are really about to pick up and change for you, but then you're asking questions that you don't need answers to. You're pondering about things that don't need your focus in the moment, but rather their spirit's going to realign your focus at certain points while saying, what about this of importance? What about this of importance? What about this? Right? And so as your priority list starts to reshuffle as well, because you've changed, you're starting to, view things differently as, Spirit's saying, obviously, things of importance need to be noticed and paid closer attention to in a balanced way. But then you're looking at people differently. You're looking at your environments differently. There's a sense of you just wanting to change things outside of you more than you can. And all the meanwhile, they're saying focus on your health, focus on your rest, on the quality of your work rather than the quantity. Let yourself go with the flow a bit more. While I feel like you have been, but there's still room for improvement. Sorry, that was a lot to begin. But again, walking away wants to be one of the main focuses. And so when you start to think more and more about leaving what's at hand, whether it's one or a couple different situations behind, it's to teach you that you deserve better. But then you may have recently, or you will in the remainder of the month, experience a slight improvement in regards to a situation that you want to walk away from. They're saying, we're keeping you around, committed to it, connected to it a bit longer, because things still need to maybe add up otherwise and change for you, and shift otherwise to the point where you smoothly shift into a new situation, all right? But a door to value is opening up for you. And this is more, it's not to say it's a job or a business, but it's more in a larger sense where they're saying this grand door is opening for this Leo collective. And now you're going to confidently and slowly strut your way through saying this was meant to be now and not before. This is for me and only me because I deserve all of this valuable abundance, okay? And it's to say that your money is about to start to take an increase, but it's not really where the ultimate value lies. It's like people start to respect you. People tune in more to your online content for some. There's now going to be, moving forward, viral energy for you. And it almost feels like even if you don't post online, it's like the Leo energy is going viral because spirits are plopping maybe your government name or your legal name. It could be more so a nickname or your business name or your online content page name, your social media name. It's being plopped in other people's minds and their awareness. And then next, you're more well known, people are discovering you, and you feel like you're going to rise, hearing transcend. But your patience is more alive at this point. It's to say that little things do tick you off or frustrate you, but in certain moments, they're being egged on by a negative spirit or even a decent spirit. You could even feel the negativity of others dissipating at this time. It's feeling like maybe there's been a decent amount of complaining while that starts to come to a rest because it's creating issues where people don't realize they're manifesting. But then I also feel like there's a lot of angel numbers for you, and there's a huge reminder coming through. You don't have to worry about when to get to places, how to get things done. It just feels like spirit's on your side and time is on your side. You will feel like spirit's reminding you of what feels like and actually is chump change, okay? Because I keep hearing the change in my bag here jingling, and I'm not touching my bag. But then there's also a lot of supplements for somebody. They're wanting you to remember that what you've purchased has hold great value for you. You didn't realize why you were overspending at a certain point in purchasing this, and that. And now you need and even want to use this, and that you purchased before. And so I feel like this Leo collective is at least partially, if not fully, in a more financially responsible kind of an energy, right? It's because you're locked in on what you want to invest in, or maybe it's more just a financial goal for a sake of comfort and and whatnot, stability. And so in the midst of this, time period where you're doing better with your money in comparison to recently, I feel like they're saying we at times push you to just spend at certain points because we know you're not going to in the near future, and we can't have you neglecting certain necessities, And so when you run out of that face wash where you wouldn't have purchased it now because you're being better with your money, you have a backup. It's just kind of an example, right? We can't be without what makes Leo look and feel better, what helps you glow. And I said that really weird, but I simply don't care. That's also your energy. Let's move on to the tarot portion of your reading, but splitting the deck as well, the thinking woman. And so this may be as well talking about a female or a feminine energy otherwise in your midst who thinks a lot. But this is kind of how you're being viewed. Everyone has this feminine energy, but regardless, you're being viewed as a thinker. And then Spirit saying, well, at times, whether you want to, realize this or remember this or not, this Leo collective here, a lot of you hear Spirit through your thoughts and your dreams and whatnot. And so it leaves you appearing like you're thinking more, It's a moment, say, where you're looking like you're pondering upon the entire world, the entire universe, and Spirit was just kind of going on a rant or giving you something else, And that's coming through for a reason. But what else do we have for Leo? You're too good is what I'm getting. You're almost too good at what you do. It's like, I'm used to it, or maybe you're getting used to it, but there's just something that you're really good at, and it's helping you stand out at this time. For Leo, that was a bit feisty. The Death card and the Ten of Cups, where you've changed, it's helping you inch closer to your happily ever after. I feel like there's also family matters coming to mind, but if you feel like anybody that you would consider family or, a soulmate or somebody close to you otherwise, if you feel they're concerned or worried about you, spirits are going to help them lighten up in regards to that, because while you're doing a hell of a lot better at not worrying at this time, I want to say because of your spirituality and how well things are starting to happen for you, and even how easy they're coming to be, it's like spirits are helping them chill out, stop worrying, because you also manifest, I feel, that person. And it just feels like it's maybe being misplaced, right? If other people don't let go of the past, it's like, how are you supposed to consistently, if it's brought back up, or, you start to made to feel like it's going to repeat itself if you try to make a change. It's this Leo energy that's reminding people, if you don't change what doesn't feel right, if you don't guide yourself or allow for the winds of change to guide you towards something better, to be labeled as an upgrade, to change your life for the better, if we didn't say it already, then how are you expecting for things to end up exactly as you want them? How are you expecting things to help you achieve and become who you're meant to be, right? And so it's like people around you, maybe even connected to you at a distance, are really programmed to settle, right? To stick with what feels off for way too long. And I guarantee, at times, they and you have experienced this levels of strategy about when it comes to continuing, something, even though you're over it or it hasn't been working for you, right? Say jobs aren't easy to come by, or, you're not ready to move to somewhere new yet. But the point is, your energy is reminding and teaching people that you can't stick with what doesn't feel right. Otherwise, you're never going to achieve your 10 of Cups lifestyle, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And so as you remember as well the importance of divine timing, because you're so connected to spirit, things just happen when they're meant to. You get to the bus stop, or you get to your place of residence or your workplace so smoothly, and things like traffic or waiting for things otherwise, it could even be waiting for other people, you start to feel a bit more patient in regards to it. It's like it's not bothering you as much. But look at this. It is meant to be a remainder to the month, my friend, where your cup starts to overflow. It's like your past efforts are now coming back to provide to you, to show you that they haven't been unnoticed. If you, I keep getting social media today. If you post on social media, I'm getting specifically past efforts, past posts that went kind of unnoticed or they didn't get much traction, certain spirits are guiding other souls to tune into them for the better of your situation. But it's to say maybe they were about to tune into a newer piece of content and they were going to be very negative and whatnot, and maybe just low vibrational. And now they're tuning into something older where other people aren't really tuning into it, and they can put their negativity onto that one, and it still maybe makes you money, right? And at the end of the day, maybe it's going to help them. But regardless, we're not going to have people tainting what holds value to you and even other people, right? And so that may come through in other ways. But then they're also saying with the Three of Pentacles, people are paying very close attention to you. Where you once felt a lot, or the majority of which was negative or judgmental, it's now coming through as positive. And so people are seeing you as a form of abundance. You're also being viewed as very reliable, but maybe less present than you were before. Anyways, because I feel like, again, there's just a lot of focus on the past, on the future. And then they're saying, remember, my friend, your patience is paying off as the door to value is opening up. And they're saying confidently, my friends, step on through as the abundance more than ever will be overflowing. All right. So that is what I have for you, Leo. I hope it was truly helpful. Love and light.